Well, we are finally at the end of January, a month that seems to be 3 times as long as any other month. So it's time to start thinking about growing. Hello, welcome to Brimwood Farm, and I don't know about you, but January always just seems to go on and on and on. And I don't know whether it's because us farmers and gardeners and growers just want to get going with the season and we want to start putting stuff in the ground. And also this winter, as you know, has been particularly rough in terms of storms. So I'm ready for it to be over. Well, remember this? This is the polytunnel at the beginning of the year and I hadn't managed to weed it. Well, it turns out there are some silver linings of not weeding, and that is free plants. It's really windy again today. I'm so over it. But in the polytunnel, so we've got our lettuces, we've got our sugar snap peas, we've got some pak choi, but you can also see there's a lot of weeds. However, this is parsley. All of this, in fact, is parsley. Now, I grew a lot of parsley in the polytunnel last year for the CSA boxes, but I also let quite a lot of it go to flower because I used it in bouquets. And as a result, I have so many, all of these greenness. This is all tiny little parsley plants that I can prick out. You know, it's still going to take some work to prick them out. There are a few weeds in between. They can all come out. But for the majority of it, these are all free plants. In this corner, I had some larkspur and some cornflowers. And again, lots of seedlings. Now these are all weeds, but if we come across here, this is a baby cornflower. This is a baby cornflower. Another one, and this is a larkspur. And then finally I left one nigella in. Look at these beautiful seed pods, but then again, look beneath it, babies. Now, of course, if you've got a flower farm, for example, and you want specific varieties, then obviously you're going to grow from bought-in seed. But for someone like me that isn't specialising in specific varieties but just wants bouquets of lovely bright flowers, all these free seedlings are great. I need to prick them out, of course, and pot them on, but I've had to do no work. All I've had to do is think about when the plants were flowering last year, leaving some to go to seed. And I could have collected the seed, of course, and stored it and then sown it, but this way I've actually not even had to think about that, and I've just got thousands of little seedlings that I can grow on. Now, the nice thing about it being in the polytunnel, and this would be the same if you've got a greenhouse or a cold frame, is that because it's slightly warmer, we are only in January, but they've already started to come on, so hopefully these ones will flower early. And then I can sow some more over the next coming months, and they'll be my succession, but hopefully my early flowers will come from these self-sown. I have also begun to sow the first crops of the garden of the year, and if you don't know me, this will be a true miracle. I've actually labelled things. So my first lot are here. So here are my first lot of broad beans. They're coming on really, really nicely. I want them to come on a little bit more before I plant them out, and then I'll cover them in a membrane. I have got some spring onions that I've popped in here. I've sown the first lot of lettuces, so a green variety of lettuces in here and a red variety of lettuce in here, and then beets. I put in some beets, got beet chioggia, beet golden, and then this tray is on top of one. There's some chard, and there is some beet boner or bonner. My sweet peas, I've been rather late to start. You remember that I softened them in the water and then I planted them on, and they are just starting to appear. Bizarrely, they were all mixed together. They were all planted at the same time. But these two pots, as you can see, are starting to appear. These two, absolutely nothing. So I don't know what's gone on there. It remains to be seen whether anything comes out of those two pots. I'm sure they will. Maybe they're just a bit later for some reason. And then I have the first lot of spinach coming through. And then again, underneath these are, I think, some red mustard, some mizuna, and some cornflowers. Outside, the market garden is still rather messy. And as you can see, the wind just blows everything. And I have given up. I must confess, I've given up even trying to keep this down, because every single time the wind blows, and you can see how much it's blowing now, and it's not even that much of a windy day, but it just blows everything everywhere. And this was weighted down with concrete blocks, and it still blows it. And you can see all the paper. It's very disheartening, but I'm choosing to ignore it. And on a nice day, I will come and I will clean it all up. But for now, I'm just not going to see it, because it gets me a bit depressed otherwise. I have planted the first two beds up. So the first two beds have got onions and garlic in. This has still got the fennel, which is kind of surviving at the moment. You can see again, the wind has just blown everything everywhere. This bed I'm going to weed out, and I've no-digged the bottom there, and I'm going to put in the broad beans. And I'm still to bring all the manure from the muck heap right over there, over to here. But progress is being made. I must admit, on a day like today, I don't want to do anything. I do need to find a better way of dealing with the wind. I hate the wind. And I find that as soon as the wind comes, it really affects my mental health. I need to find a way to not let it affect me, because it really does. You know, I'm bright as a button on a nice clear day. As soon as wind arrives, my mood just changes. And I really need to find, as I say, a more effective way of dealing with it, counteracting that kind of instant feeling of dread. Perhaps doing indoor stuff, but I don't even want to be in the polytunnel because I can hear the wind, and yeah, it just stresses me out. Come on, Beetle, come on, come on. There are, of course, still a myriad of infrastructure things to get done, like fixing that gate onto an actual gate post so I can open it in more easily. Do we have to be so hissy? But I have managed to bring across some more of the pheasant panels, and once this is all sorted, I'll be doing a full tour of the pheasantry again. But I've extended. We had just 2 panels in the field before. I've now got another 2 that I can move pheasants into, particularly these guys, because these guys have absolutely destroyed all their grass. There's nothing left, look. So I want to move this lovely little chap and his wives into one of the better grassy panels. This pen has still got 3 pheasants in it, and they haven't destroyed it at all, but the Goldens seem to just annihilate the grass. And then, of course, in 2 weeks' time, we start lambing with this lot. Jock, can you come back, please? Come on, away, come here. Good boy. So we have all of our ewes out and about. Jock, come here. He desperately wants to round them up. Jock, come away. Desperate. And we are yet to take the devastation of Storm Maisha away. Again, it's been so windy and I just haven't had the motivation or the inspiration to do it. So at the moment I'm definitely just focusing on free plants, the fact that it's February tomorrow, and also just taking each day as it comes. Like, if it's a nice day, come out and do stuff. If it's a bad day, if it's windy like today and suddenly my mood shifts and I can't do the stuff that I wanted to do, it doesn't matter. I'll do it the next day. I'll do it on another sunny day. There's no point getting myself stressed out about it. So, all in all, I'm still saying that 2024 is shaping up to be a great year. And yeah, if you have left weeds around your veg plot, around your garden, go in search of babies, because you've got all those free plants just waiting to be discovered and grown.